How would you explain love to someone who has never been in it? Run. How would I explain love? Love is something that is scary and exciting, and you know, you do anything for that person. You'd rather die than hurt that person, of course. I mean, you'd die for that person, you'd kill for that person, you know, you are with them and that's it. You can't cheat on somebody and say you love them. To me, that's just ridiculous. The excuse, oh, I was drunk, I was high, whatever, that's the same with hitting that person. If you physically hit the person you're with, and then to say you love them, I mean, I'm trying to think, like, how hitting would be involved in that, because, hitting is just, I can't stand it. If I was to ever see a guy hit a girl, I'd probably find something big and then I'd beat him to death with it, because that just pisses me off. I mean, and it's the same way if a girl's hitting a guy, you know, if she's really hitting him just to hit him because he puts up with it. No, you don't do that. He doesn't deserve that. You know, the girl that gets hit doesn't deserve that. I don't care if she has cheated on you or whatever. If she's cheated on you, leave her and let it go. I mean, I know it sucks and it hurts you, but there ain't no reason to put up with that. Let's see, how do you feel about abortions? I think abortions should be allowed, because, I mean, there are certain times, like, say the woman was raped. Of course, you know, she probably doesn't want to keep the baby. Why would you force someone to keep a baby if they were raped and they get pregnant by it? I mean, and some people are all, oh, she probably brought it on herself. Nobody asks, well, some people do, but most women don't ask to be raped, okay? It's not their fault, usually. So, I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, and if disease runs in the family and things like that, I think you should be able to abort at a certain point, but you should do it before the baby's fully developed. Because, I mean, I guess it's a bad thing to do it at all, but, if you're not physically fit to take care of that baby, or you just can't afford it or something, you shouldn't be forced to carry this baby inside you for 9 months just to have to give it away when it's born. I wouldn't be able to do that, you know. If you're going to abort, you should do it as soon as you find out you're pregnant, you know. At least a week or so, you know. As soon as you find out you're pregnant, you should be able to abort it. You know, or however soon you're allowed to do it, or whatever. I think abortion should be legal, because there's so many kids right now that are in the system. There's no reason to force people to have these babies, you know, if a lot of them just can't afford to take care of them, and they end up in the system anyways. There's no point in that. How much do you spend on clothes per year? Not very much. Per year, like, unless I have 3 pairs of pants right now, and 1 pair is 2 years old. I usually don't buy clothes unless I absolutely have to. Unless I need, like, a special outfit for something or something like that. It's usually the only time I wear clothes. I mean, the only time I buy clothes. Have you ever flashed someone? Yes. Do you think there's more good than bad in the world? That's a difficult question. Sometimes I think there's more good, but, you know, but there's obviously not. I mean, look at everything that happens, you know. What would you do with $1 million? Buy a house, get my eyes fixed, buy a car, buy my own computer, pay off my hospital bills, because I owe about $1,000 to hospital bills right now. Yeah, and just take care of what needs to be taken care of. Do you have to be in love with someone to sleep with them? For me, yes. I don't even like the idea of having sex outside of a relationship. I've never been in that position to do that. The only time I've ever had sex with anybody is if I had feelings for them. So, for me, yes, I have to be in love or have strong feelings for that person to have any kind of sexual contact with them. You know, unless it, I mean, even kissing for me is a sexual thing, so it's, yeah. Do you prefer to cook or eat out? Usually, I would rather cook, because then I can control what goes into my food, and I know exactly what I'm cooking and exactly what I'm consuming. But, you know, I think it's nice to eat out every now and then, as long as it's not McDonald's, Burger King. You know, eating out is fine as long as you're actually eating out. Like going to a restaurant like Applebee's or something, I think that's fine, because then you can actually choose food that's good for you. Or even Subway. Every now and then, burger places are okay, but not all the time. What's one dream that you've had on more than one occasion? I have had a lot of zombie dreams. I used to dream all the time about, you know, where I lived before the zombie apocalypse thing happening, and, you know, having to survive that. Because I love zombie movies, zombie video games. What's the best vacation you've ever been on? I'd have to say the best vacation I've ever been on was when I went to Orlando, Florida a couple of years ago. Because I just loved Orlando. It was warm and sandy, and I loved it. Would you ever consider a long distance relationship? I've been in a long distance relationship before, and it doesn't work. I can't handle long distance relationships. It's just, I mean, you don't know what they're doing and they don't know what you're doing, and it usually ends up in not wanting to trust each other, and it's just no way to be in a relationship. Have you ever been in love with have you ever been in love with more than one person at a time? Yes, I have. Especially where I'm bisexual, it's really hard for me, because I had this best friend that I was in love with. Like, I absolutely loved this girl, and me and her had sex, and we kissed all the time and stuff, and I was just head over heels with her. And I was also with my boyfriend, which he didn't, you know, he didn't, like, he knew, but he didn't, like, care a lot, so. And I was just in love with this girl. I was in love with her more than I was him, and I told her, and like, she had a boyfriend too, but I told her several times that if I could be with her and just her, I'd leave him in a heartbeat. And I'll never take that back up to this day. Bad things happened with this girl. I kind of got my heart broken, and yeah, it was just bad. Bad all the way through. What's one thing you feel guilty about? Right now, the thing that I feel most guilty about is moving up here and having to leave my dog at my dad's house. Because my dog is and was a big part of my life. I miss her so much every day that I'm here in Louisville. She's just my baby, and I miss her so much. What kind of music do you like to listen to? I listen to anything and everything. Marilyn Manson, Miley Cyrus, Linkin Park, Disturbed, everything. Celtic music, you know, some rap, a little bit of country. I listen to the whole list, except for bluegrass. Bluegrass is the only music that I can't stand and I will not listen to. Should prostitution be legal? I think prostitution should be legal. Because here's the thing. Not everybody's good at working at Walmart, working at McDonald's. You know, not everybody's good at that kind of stuff. And as long as it's not like a pimp in prostitution, as long as these girls aren't being pimped and being forced to do these things, I think that it should be allowed. If they enjoy what they do and they're good at it, by God, let them do it. If a girl is good at having sex, she should get paid for it. I mean, people get paid to make porn, and isn't that basically getting paid to have sex in front of a camera? I mean, you know, I think hookers, prostitution, whatever, should be allowed. As long as they're not being forced into it. If they're being pimped out, no, I don't like that. I don't even like the idea of that. So prostitution, yes, I think it should be legal. What do you want at this very moment? I would like to have a joint right now and like 3 friends to smoke it with. I would like to have my own room, have my dog. There's a lot of things I'd like to have right now. Do you have any piercings? The only piercings I have right now is my tongue. I have my tongue pierced. I've got my ears pierced twice. I only have one earring in right now. I did have it 3 times, but the holes grew up. And I'd like to add nose, some kind of lip piercing, and eyebrow. And I want to get a surface piercing, a vampire bite right here. And I'd like to get tattoos and stuff. But those are the piercings I have right now, is my tongue and my ears twice. What's the most expensive thing you've ever bought? I've bought stuff that's up to $50 before. The most recent expensive thing that I bought was a set of DVDs for $30. 2 sets, actually, for $30 a piece. I got the first season of True Blood, and I got Vampire Knight, which is an anime. Look it up. It's pretty good. It's a romance vampire thing. Do you care what other people think of you? Usually I don't. I don't leave the house with without makeup on very often. That's just because I like how I feel when I'm wearing makeup. When I do leave the house without makeup, I feel bad, man. And putting makeup on, I feel, makes me feel better. But usually, no, I don't worry about what people think of me because I'm fat. I've been fat for a while. I mean, I've lost a little bit of weight, but it comes to a point when you're my age and you've been overweight for a while, you just don't care anymore what people think of you. Because, I mean, especially if you've been fat through high school, you've heard every name that there's possible, that you can possibly hear. So, no. I don't care. If you could be a character from any book, who would you be? I'll put on here Sookie Stackhouse because it's the first thing that popped into my head. If you don't know who Sookie Stackhouse is, she's the girl on True Blood, and she's also in the books that True Blood is based on by Charlaine Harris. She wrote the books that True Blood is based on. What's your favorite snack? Honestly, what's my favorite snack? Honest to goodness, I like raw vegetables, carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, tomatoes, lettuce, and a little bit of ranch dressing, not a whole lot, and maybe a grilled cheese or something. I don't really eat that much junk food, you know. But if you'd like to ask me questions, you can ask me here. You can ask me on one of my websites, facebook.com/SarahDead. You can ask me here on YouTube. You can ask me on my yearbook. You can ask me on Yahoo, xtoxic_SarahX@yahoo.com. You can ask me questions and I'll answer them for you.